Changing jobs, becoming an independent, changing companies or sectors, and I'm not even counting 1,000 of situations in the personal sphere that can lead us to experience a very radical change. They are all situations that can take us out of our comfort zone, and of course they are scary, and it's normal to think them through. Now, there are two types of people in the world. There are those who embrace change and they are willing to start from scratch every time, and there are those who freeze in the face of change and they resist it. Now, it is said that most of the world are more like the second type. Now, if you identify with that, then stay until the end of this video or this audio if you're listening to the podcast, because we are going to talk about change and especially how to prepare to make the leap. My name is Rojas. I'm a career coach and I accompany many change processes, and I lead them very closely with my clients who are completely different people with many types of personalities and experiences, and for each or with each one of them the process is completely different. However, I have accumulated several things that I believe there are factors that they have in common that I have gathered as best practices to help you go through your change process. So number one is no judgments. Change is difficult. That's it. So let's be clear. Even for the people who prepare to accompany others, or those who read a lot about the personal development, and even for the person who thinks is the toughest and most daring in the world, change is hard. Period. And we all live it in different ways. Me, for example, I am the daring type. I throw myself at things and that's it. And if I have to start over, I do it. But that requires a lot of observation, a lot of ability to react, to let go and correct very quickly. And that's not necessarily easy. And I can leave it with a lot of stress sometimes. On the contrary, I have friends and clients who are not like that. They are more like the thinking type. It's what we call over-engineering of things. It seems like the decision is not made because they are still thinking about it. This is also something we call analysis paralysis. Now, in this case, or for these type of people, the most difficult thing is to take the leap. But it's true that once they do it, things flow quite easily because they have anticipated so many things and they projected everything that could happen, even the most improbable thing, that they have control of most of the situation. Now, there are moments in which I would like to be a little bit more like that, and there are moments in which I know my clients or friends say, I would like to have your ability to make the decision so quickly. But we are who we are. And in each personality type, there is a virtue. And the key is to accept ourselves and to do the best with that ability that we have, whatever that is. Because what is certain is that change will be difficult at some point for each one of us, and that's normal. So I love this metaphor. Before becoming a butterfly, the caterpillar struggles to get out of the chrysalis. This process hurts, but it makes it stronger. So when it leaves, it's finally ready to face new challenges. And this is exactly what happens with change. It hurts, it costs us a lot, but when the time comes, we have more resources and we're ready for more. Now, number two will be to visualize the goal. Another reason why change is so difficult is when we do not have a clear vision of what comes next. If we don't have an image of this, obviously it's normal not to want to live where we are. So the best thing is to design what we want the next stage to be. Create a clear image of the objective, regardless of whether it is a long-term or short-term goal. It doesn't matter. It really use whatever works the best for you. The important thing here is to dare to create that image. After studying the most influential people, great businessmen and millionaires of the time, Napoleon Hill compiled the basic principle of wealth, and he accumulated them in the published book called Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't heard of this or read it, I suggest it strongly because it's very good reading to prepare your mind for success. And here he talks a lot about the principle of visualization and autosuggestion. This principle is used by many people who are super successful. We're talking about athletes, architects, artists, writers, entrepreneurs, and millions of people who actually want to turn a thought into a materialized idea. Now, the idea is to create a visual representation of the goal and speak to yourself as if you've already achieved it. To imagine and feel as if you already were that person who reaches that goal. Now, I can guarantee you that this practice makes you want the change so much that you will no longer think about it. You just go ahead and do it because you want to be on the other side already. Now, number 3 is to take one step at a time. More examples for you. The Sistine Chapel took Michelangelo 4 years to build. Notre Dame, la Cathédrale de Notre Dame de Paris, took more than 180 years to be built, and it took 9 years to build the longest bridge we know in the world today. In the same way, it takes between 3 to 5 years to get a university degree, and about 3 years to have an actual profitable business. Everything takes time and is built every day, one step at a time. Having a clear vision and an image of what you want to achieve, and to remind yourself of it every day will give you an extraordinary sense of direction so that you're always on track. But what really makes a change is to take that little step by step every day and to realize that you're doing something every day and it's a contribution that you make to your plan every day. So prepare a plan. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but I assure you that with a clear line of action and with realistic tasks in a reasonable time, you will be able to build your professional project little by little. And number 4 will be to seek support. Whatever your situation is, the way you are and how you face change, and whether you just simply go ahead and do it or if you have to think about it, I always recommend that you seek support. One of the reasons I see many entrepreneurs give up or many people abandoning their career change projects is the feeling of not being understood, or going a little bit against the current, or not having somebody who believes in them. That's support, and it is super necessary in the process of change, regardless of the magnitude of change. You can get support in many ways. However, I do recommend that you look for external support, like a coach, a mentor, a networking group, because it's sometimes the people who are the most external to you and they are the least biased. They come with a better understanding and they give you the support that sometimes you cannot find with family members or with a partner. And there's nothing wrong about that. It can be frustrating, but what happens is that the people who love us the most, they are very biased by their own fears and they project those fears onto us. So that's why sometimes we don't feel as supported. So here you have it. Accept that change is difficult. What is the most difficult for you, okay? Have a clear vision, take it step by step, and seek support. With these things, I assure you that even with fear, you will be able to take the leap and go for that better opportunity that you're seeking. I send you a big, big hug and a big kiss. And if you have subscribed to this channel, whether it's a YouTube channel or podcast, then I'll be seeing you for more programming your mind for success. Thank you, and see you another time.